I wanted to use some more of the standalone dies. And when I say standalone, again, what I mean is in the back of the catalog in the dies section. Let me just grab my catalog. In the dies section here are all the dies that are, well, they're not all standalone, but a lot of them are no longer bundled with stamp sets. Like the Dainty Delight had a coordinating stamp set, but it's not bundled anymore. So these are all individual sets of dies that you can purchase. Now, looking at the dies, if they have an N next to it, that means it's a new set. So we've got the Brilliant Backgrounds, the doily here that I just got. And what else did I just get? I just got the Paper Florist and the Patchwork Pieces and the Petal Patterns. I also have the Nested Essentials. I just got the Gorgeous Garden. Anyways, all of these single sets that I'm kind of pointing at are sets that are not bundled, okay? All these die sets that have an N next to them in the back are not bundled. That means they don't have a coordinating stamp set. So, of course, they can be used with anything. And so I have two of those here. I have the Paper Florist dies and the Patchwork Pieces dies. Now, I was inspired by a color combination that I saw today online to make this card. So what I did was I took the Patchwork Pieces and I took this fun kind of puzzle die and I cut it out of 5 different colors. I cut it out of Coastal Cabana, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, and Lemon Lime Twist, and Berry Burst. Okay, so I cut every piece of cardstock out of those colors. I also cut a ton of dies, some flowers. The flowers are black, and then the flower middles I did in these same coordinating colors. So what we're going to do, get a layer of black, and this is going to be like a quarter sheet of cardstock here, this black piece. And we're going to put these dies together. So we're going to take one of each and we're going to put them together the way that they are on the die. So like here's the die. So we're going to start with this corner here and I'm just going to take a piece. So I'm going to start with the Coastal Cabana and I'm going to just add some liquid glue to this piece. And then I'm going to stick it on my black layer, trying to put it in the corner as best I can. All right, and then our next piece, we are going to pull out the, we'll just go, they're in order like this. We're just going to do these. So we're going to go Poppy Parade. And so I'm just going to add glue to this. And what I had envisioned as I was putting this together was kind of a retro, groovy-ish, kind of like 1970s theme, I guess. So I'm trying to leave a super skinny line of black in between each color. That's kind of what my hope is. You know what? I kind of feel like I need to move these around and maybe go with the Lemon Lime Twist next. So let me get this one done. Try to remember to get your glue down into the corners. Try not to squirt it out a ton because, of course, you don't want it to, wait a minute, what am I doing? Yeah, that was right. Squish out. So, and now the dies aren't really designed to be apart. So just do your best. I think they're more designed to be like butted up against each other, but that's not how I wanted it to be. All right, so then we're going to go with the Pumpkin Pie. And then we will go with the Berry Burst. Okay. And we're going to scooch. Whoops, I got some glue that I didn't want there. That's okay. We're just going to wipe that right off with our finger. Okay. And then the Berry Burst is going to be this little piece here at the bottom. So since I've die cut all these pieces, I can literally make like 5 or 6 cards. And they can all be basically the same, but the patterns will be just in a little bit different order. Okay, so we'll get this one on. There we go. And then we're going to come back to the Coastal Cabana and get this little strip here, the final piece. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to try our best to trim all the excess black off. to create our layer. Okay, so we're gonna tuck this up here, and you can sort of see that this doesn't really want to leave a little space, but we're gonna make it. Okay, so here we have this kind of cool, and let me get my trimmer in here. So I'm gonna try now to just kind of cut this off. Well, and maybe I'll start up here a little. Try to cut off some of the black. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's just kind of a 70s, 80s kind of a groovy sort of psychedelic pattern. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of maybe like, a poster I might have had in my bedroom or something like that. I don't know. And I'm going to try this a little bit more. I feel like I cut off too much on the one side, and it's not easy to get it perfect. So just don't, Yes, the Partridge Family bus. That is a perfect example of what this is. So there we have what we kind of feel like is our Partridge bus. We're going to use a white card base. So this piece ends up being somewhere along the lines of about 3¼ by 4½, or 4¾ excuse me. So when I stick it on here, it seems like it doesn't have enough on the sides. So I decided to cut a piece of cardstock that wasn't exactly, just to kind of take up some of that space on the side. Maybe it needs it, maybe it doesn't. Anywho, so that's kind of what I had in mind. So I'm going to turn it like this. And then here was my plan. I just have some flowers that I cut out of the paper florist dies. Here's my little metal tray. So I cut this die out of black and this die out of black. And then there's these fun little flower middle pieces that I cut out of just multiple colors. So I have a bunch of flowers here and just random things that we're going to kind of throw together. So we're going to start by just putting a little dot in the middle. And there we go. I thought this was kind of an interesting combination. Like that. And then this one, you can see I've already taken my bone folder and kind of pulled the leaves up. And I'm going to do the same thing with this little guy here. Okay. And we'll add a little glue here. And put that, and these flowers, I mean, they're kind of cool too. Now, I've seen some really beautiful things created with these flowers, but I've also seen just like what I'm doing here, where I'm just trying to make it kind of groovy, kind of Austin Powers-ish, if you will. If you guys know what that is, that funny Mike Myers show. Kind of makes me chuckle. Okay. There we go. And then I have one that's kind of already done. So I've got some leaves. So I cut this leaf out of green, and then I just kind of cut all the leaves off and I kind of put them behind there. And then I added a berry burst flower middle with a mini dimensional. So we're going to do that again. Let's see. So I'm going to kind of put the flowers down here, just kind of wherever. And I do have some more leaves cut. So here's 2 more that I already cut apart and put together with a glue dot. So I'm going to add those to the back of another one of these. So we'll bring in a mini dimensional and we'll add a little thing there. Okay, and then we have our big one. I do have, where's my leaf piece? Here it is. Here's another little leaf piece. have a razzleberry. I think we're going to go with a coastal cabana. I kind of feel like we got to have a coastal cabana in there. Okay, so we are going to add our little flowers here somewhere in the bottom. And we're also needing a small sentiment. So what I found was a fun set. It's called Just My Type. I just got this also before free shipping day. And there's a little tiny For You sentiment in here. So I cut a 3/8 inch strip. A quarter is too small. Half is too big. So I cut a 3/8 inch strip. Okay. So we have our little For You. Okay, so I'm going to flag the end here. All right, so now I need to figure out where I want to put my flowers for sure. And I feel like I kind of want, you know what? I probably shouldn't have put the green there because now my leaves, you can't really see the leaves because they're in the green. I wonder if I flip this around, would that make any difference if we did this instead? Not really. All right, so I'm just gonna go with it. We're just gonna go with it and we're gonna just make it work. So we are gonna put our big flower right here, right there. Okay, and then we have our two smaller ones. I kind of feel like we're gonna have to stick this one here and maybe this one here. Maybe a little higher. Okay, so we'll add a little glue to that. And we'll stick that up here so that the leaves go in the poppy parade area. And then we'll add some here and we'll have our leaves kind of hit the pumpkin pie space. Maybe I need to move that up just a skosh. Okay. And then my little For You, I'm just going to tuck under this large leaf here. Something like that. If we roll that up a little bit. How is that? I think that's what we're going to do. And we're just going to tuck that under. And then we have our little sentiment on there. Oh my gosh, so fun. Okay, we're going to add this to this. And you can see my black lines are not even, but you know what? I don't think it really matters that much. I think it's okay. Because there's so much going on that I don't think anyone's going to say, oh my goodness, you did not put that together very well. I wouldn't. Okay. And then we'll add this to the front. And I struggled with whether I should use white or crumb cake, but I kind of felt like the white made it a little more groovy. You know what I mean? Crumb cake kind of made it less groovy. And I didn't want it to be less groovy. I wanted it to be totally groovy. So I have another flower here, and I'm going to put, no, we need a small. So I'm just going to put this on the inside. Oh, wait a minute. Where is my, oh, here's my flower. I was going to say, I thought I already put those together. I did. All right. Add a little glue. Put this little Poppy Parade flower middle in there. And we're going to stick our flower here. So if I stick one flower, if I did it about like that, I have another flower here. And I could put another flower middle because I got a whole tray full of flower middles here. I kind of want to use the lemon lime twist. Because to me, lemon lime twist screams groovy. Okay. And then maybe we'll just kind of do something like that. Ooh, you know what we could do? I have one more and I could stick it on there and then we could just trim it off. Don't be afraid to be random. So if we stick that on and we add a little glue and then we add a little flower middle, then we can trim off the excess and then it will look even more random. Okay, and there it is. Groovy, man.